Hi, this is Chandra with C. Diane Designs. I design jewelry and accessories. And what I wanted to do today is talk to you about wellness. Um, Wellness is a broad topic, but generally we want to be as happy, healthy, and fit as possible. And with the past year and a half, the way things have been, it's been a challenge. A lot of people are facing a lot of very stressful challenges. They're having to make a lot of really difficult decisions. So, what I would like to do is add some hope and positivity to the conversation about how to make things better. I started actually being much more concerned about wellness a couple of years ago because my husband had a stroke. And although he's doing extremely well now, like if you look at him, you'd never know that he had a stroke, which is such a blessing, such a good thing. But a lot of it has to do with the fact that we dramatically changed our eating habits. And when I started addressing, issues with his diet, I wasn't thinking about myself, but I inadvertently became healthier as well. I lost 25 pounds. I am healthier than I've been in probably over 20 years. So, what I want to do is just talk to you and, give you some idea of where I started and what I've been through on this path of just trying to get well. So, for starters, I had a corporate job. I worked in corporate America for a really long time. And over the course of time, I just became very unhealthy. I weighed much more than I should for someone of my, size and frame. So I left corporate America to pursue my own business, entrepreneurship, and to share my creative gifts with other people. So in the course of that, I'd say over about 5 or 6 years, I managed to, drop off some weight, about 25 pounds. I still had a ways to go, but I was feeling obviously much better than I did sitting at the desk job. And a lot of what the problem was with the desk job was that it was stressful. I was commuting long hours, eating out all the time, and just generally not really doing, working at the top of my, personal capacity. So upon leaving, that definitely already, generated a much healthier lifestyle. And then once my husband had a stroke, I started adjusting our diet. I cut out a lot of sugar and obviously a lot of salt. And I say obviously because one of the things that drove his stroke was high blood pressure. I hope he doesn't mind me, telling all his business, but he had high blood pressure. And so I realized one of the things we were doing too much was eating out. So I started cooking. I cook a lot at home. And with that, I learned that, you can consume sodium, but you also need to make sure that you intake enough potassium to offset the effects of sodium. And one of the other issues that has come up a lot for people right now is managing relationships. Now, going to work every day, dealing with a boss and coworkers, you're automatically going to be managing relationships, but those are kind of encapsulated in a certain amount of hours a day. You can deal with them, and then you can put it all away and go home. Now a lot of people are working at home, so those relationships at work have come home with you, um, and they often extend far beyond the 8-hour workday now, with emails and phone calls and um, video calls and meetings. And then you have your relationships at home, which, by the same token, if you are at work all day, you can get away from a relationship that is stressful, difficult to manage, but now you're at home and you're dealing with all of it, or circumstances have made it difficult for you to move, or otherwise get away, because we're not as able to move around as well as we used to be able to. And with that comes a lot of stress, stress in the household. So there are things you can do to harness your own ability to manage relationships, and just work on yourself. So there are a lot of things that we can talk about over the course of these conversations. So I just want to thank you for, stopping by and listening to me. I hope that this helps you in some way. So what we'll continue on to talk about is, how we feel about ourselves, what we eat, our fitness level, and how we go about managing our relationships. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. I hope you're well, and hope that you continue to feel better about everything. Take care.